First try. Okay. So if you're just coming in from YouTube and we're just starting up the stream, I'm running everything by myself today through the basement, but I don't anticipate we're going to have any problems at all. So as you come into the YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It helps a great deal. And say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're coming from. Let us know you can hear us. All that kind of stuff helps a great deal. And it makes me feel a little bit better that it's coming through. So Fausto, are you ready to start in 1 minute?
Yeah, just put in my email address. If anyone has any questions, just if you just share the screen and let me share it, and I'll post up the, PowerPoint.
All right, very cool. I will. Yeah, as soon as we read as soon as I make my lawyers happy, I'll turn it over to you, and you can make your lawyers happy.
I hate it more than anything, but they're so important to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they added an extra part to mine, which kind of is something that I've read and almost have memorized 3,000, 4,000 times, right? Like it's kind of fun to throw a little extra paragraph in there.
Of course.
All right. Well, hello, David. Thanks for saying hi. For everybody that comes, say hello as you come in. Fausto, I'm going to kick off. Ready?
Go ahead.
All right, cool. Usually we have a cool video and stuff that plays. I can't do that from my basement. So let me do this. Today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using Metastock and the accompanying software plugins. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features that within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Metastock should have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. Metastock does not endorse the purchase of any security, nor is it paid for the promotion of any security. No information contained in this presentation should be construed as investment advice or a solicitation to buy a security. Hello, Dennis from Montreal. It's good to see you. Maverick, thank you for saying hi. Everything looks like it's working, Fausto. I wonder what story I should tell to kind of make sure everybody is aware of you and knows who you are. Fausto, not only does he have a really good view in terms of the market and kind of, he's the only one that I know that talks intelligently about what level 2, level 3 is. And so you should listen to him for that reason alone. But I also want you to know, and I think it's important for this demo, that he was rated the sexiest man of a cruise sometime. And he can give you more details on that as is important. The other thing, Fausto's just such a good friend. I actually love working with him. He always comes in. He's given webinars right before his wife had a baby. And we've been doing it for a long time. How old is that baby now?
Lucas is 14 actually. So think about it. I mean, we've been doing this for, it's got to be, I know you've had how long? Maybe, it's got to be over 20 years. I mean, basically.
It's definitely 20 years. I met you the first time at a New York Traders Expo.
That's how we all started, right? Right. When we had it, and that was some pretty fun times. We had there was always an adventure whenever we did that. I mean, I remember they still talk about it today when I had the chef come there and he's slicing the fresh prosciutto and they try to shut me down. And I was like, no, the line was like out the door. And the reason why they wanted me to shut it down is because I was taking the money away from, like every time they were giving out the hors d'oeuvres, that the money show had to pay for it. So they're like, and I thought they were going to get upset about it. Like, no, do me a favor, you give it all out because every time the plate comes out, we got to pay for it. And they're rather eat yours for free than us pay for it. And I'm like, I know, that was funny. They wanted to charge me like $10 a plate for every piece of prosciutto I gave out, and I had that big tub of cheese and stuff. So they always get a kick out of that. That was fun.
I remember that. There you go. Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just trying to stream. Oh, there we go.
Welcome, Neely. Welcome, Smoke Divine. Good to see you. All right. Fausto, is this the part where I get out of the way?
What's that?
This is the part where I get out of the way. It's your turn.
All right, no problem. I'll take over then. Well, thanks for sharing that. Hopefully, everybody can see my PowerPoint.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. I know you guys are hearing a lot of great presenters that keep coming in and here at here at the Bigelow trading room. And just out of curiosity, have any of you guys ever seen me before do a presentation? Just want to see if anyone here has watched me before. Just give me a yes or a no. All right, good. All right, so basically, I'm going to talk about a couple of very important things that is my style of trading. I think a lot of you are going to be really excited about it because you could all use it. You could all go out there and trade it. So, but once again, quick little disclaimer for the lawyers. Just be careful that trading is very high risk of trading. I'm not making any guarantees this works. So it's all a case by case per student. Just be very smart when you make your trades out there. All right, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to cover a couple of things. We're going to talk about how institutions hide orders. That sounds pretty cool, right? How to find the best stocks, we saw that we traded this week. Okay, there's been a lot of them that you probably didn't even know it even existed. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how to scan them. We'll talk about order flow, how to predict stocks are going to move. That is very cool. Want to know a little bit about that. And then most importantly, which a lot of you don't realize, I'm going to teach you how to read the future. And it's like, wait, how are you going to teach me how to read the future? Well, I'm going to show you how the limit orders are being placed out there. Algorithms, high frequency trades, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, all these people that have orders out there, have a seat on the exchange, so do you. So I'm going to show you I got some really cool slides to show you. Now, obviously, you can hear what Jeff said. We've been doing this for a very long time. And you know what? To be around this long, we obviously must be doing something right. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I started one of the first schools in the industry of trading. I've traveled around the world. I'm a guest speaker at some of the biggest brokerage firms, including on the Nasdaq. And I'm going to talk specifically about how to use Nasdaq software today because you guys don't realize, but you have a seat where you could see every single order around the entire world in the touch of your hands, where you could use the Metastock platform. Now, everyone obviously heard what happened today, or I'm sorry, yesterday. We had a big rally in the market, 500 points. And, just kind of touch upon a little bit about that. See, I don't know if any of you ever watched any of my speakings that I've done on any of the financial stations and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sitting next to some of the smartest people in the industry. I mean, these people that have these jobs are, they're like, I'm not gonna use the word Harvard, but they are Harvard graduates. They're smart people. They've gone to business schools, and they know the market up and down. And they'll tell you inflation. They'll tell you about the debt. They'll tell you about people extending themselves. But what they can't tell you is where the street is. They can't tell you what the what somebody's out there looking to buy. I'll give you an example. Ever go out there and you hear all this bad news about the interest rates went up, so the housing market's going to crash, going to see a huge crash. Well, guess what? Where's the crash? Where's the crash? Okay, I can tell you this. When I bought my first house almost 25 years ago, I paid the same interest rate then that I'm paying today. Granted, the house was cheaper, but at the end of the day, people are going to still buy it. And you'd be like, wow, that guy is actually willing to buy that house at that price. Listen, the only thing that's going to make the market crash, if we have another COVID, the financial crisis where everyone wants to pull their money out of the bank, a 9/11, any of those big catastrophes are what cause it. But the thing is this: what happened yesterday? I'm going to tell you exactly why the market went up. So they say they're not going to raise rates, and they're predicting they're going to lower rates 3 times next year. Okay. Now, you have to understand something. You're paying more money for things. Okay. That's basically what you're doing. These companies never factor in that they're going to get a big rate cut. Because remember, they all borrow money. Every one of them. They all use money and they all float it because that's the way they do it. They don't have billions and billions of dollars to take out of the pocket. So they're always floating it. It's cheaper to borrow it for 2%, 3%, 4% than use your cash on file. If that was the case, every single one of you owned your house cash. That's not the case. Okay. So anyway, get to my point. So for them, do you think they're going to lower interest rates? I mean, do you think they're going to lower, that 5 cents, the 10 cents that they charge you more for that can of beans? Okay, do you think they're going to go from that they did shrinkflation where they shrunk the pieces of bread and said, oh, wow, you know what? Now the rates are going to go down. Let's put the loaf of breads back the way they are. They don't care. They're going to keep that money in their pocket. Okay, and that's, you have to understand, a company's going out of business every 3 months. Why? How is that possible? Because they have to report to you every 3 months being a shareholder. They're a public company. They're not private. Okay, so they got to tell the shareholders how they're doing. They don't care about you. They care about their shareholders. They care about their bonuses. At the end of the day, if it was up to you or somebody on the street, who are you going to be more concerned about? Feeding your family or feeding the people out in the street? Okay, so that's the way they look at it. Now, the good thing about this whole thing is that we're in the business to trade. So we need to know how to see how they're doing it and how they're trading it. So with all this stuff that's going on, you just have to see where they're at. Now, last week I was on Nasdaq and, talking about what we're going to learn today. And, it's amazing, but everybody there was just fascinated that as everybody on that table is talking about the same thing, why this person thinks this market's going up and why that person saw this indicator is going to make due to the CPI numbers or anything else. Not one of them understood how to trade. And at the end of I went into the green room, they all asked me, Fausto, could you show me this? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about. It's how to follow the big orders. And that's what we're going to cover right now. We're going to talk about level 3, which is Nasdaq Book Viewer. Now, does anyone here have it? Anyone here have Book Viewer? Just out of curiosity, just give me a yes or no. Because, and I'm going to show you how it is and how it works. So just, as everyone's just sitting there, just let me know and just be honest. Yes, no, I don't think so. I want to show you exactly how it works, why it's so important, and how you need to use this, because this is how Wall Street trades. Now, how do I know that? Because I was a market maker. That's what I used to do. Now, let me explain. Let me get my crayons out here so you can see what's going on. Hopefully everybody can see my little mouse right here, a little dot. Now, right here, you can see we're looking at a stock. M is Macy's. And you got 3 columns. I mean, you got 2 columns. You got buy orders and you got sell orders, okay? And by the way, you can use this side by side with Metastock, okay? Now, on those, what you have right here is you have the price that someone wants to buy it, and you got the price that someone wants to sell it. Then what you have is you have how many shares are out there looking to be bought at that price, and how many orders make up those shares. Now, the way it works is this. Whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is on the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So basically what you're looking at is a chat room. Now, when I started, ladies and gentlemen, for me to have access, to have a seat on the exchange like this, I had to pay $1,000 a month for this data. Today, it costs $15. Now, 1,000, 15, whatever it may be, the question is it $15? Still a lot of money, wherever it is. Well, I'm going to show you how valuable this is. And I think everybody here is going to want to be able to purchase it, because you're going to be able to use this towards your everyday trading. And when you use the Metastock platform and you start looking at all those good tools that they have, this is going to kind of supplement it. This is not a software. This is the exchange, okay? So any stock that you trade is going to come up here, and you're going to see the live data of what everyone else is trading that stock. Now, let me show you how we use it, how we utilize this stuff. Hold on. So let me change the slide here. Now, the big question that everyone has to ask is, how do stocks go up and down? Okay, well, simple. Buyers and sellers. That's how it works. So let's look at a couple examples and show you how we utilize this data. Now, look at this example of the stock going up, okay? Regardless of what it is, it's actually a firm. You're seeing a trend of a stock that's going up. Now, why is it going up? Who's running it up? It's not a Fibonacci, it's not a MACD. What it is buyers. And when you look at the buy section, you'll notice, look at the buyers out here, 27,000 shares. at 36.50. Now, why am I highlighting that specific number right there? It's because this right here that you see, when that stock came down and it did that big pop right there, and I'm not talking about the check mark, I'm just talking about that buy, or when it was below it and it went down, that number right there is this right here. That is what makes stocks go up and go down. Buyers equal support. Support don't equal buyers, which a lot of you here do things backwards. Now let me show you another example. Watch what happens when a stock comes up to a big seller. Now here you're looking at a stock and it goes from $5.60, and in a matter of an hour, it goes to a whopping $6.80. Now, if you do the math, $1 on 1,000 shares is $1,000. It's a $250,000 salary. If you didn't take it, you can make that $1,000 profit now into a loser or even a break even, like what happened. How do you prevent that from happening? Well, you need to follow where the orders are. You want to know where everyone else is out on the street. And when you look right here, you'll notice that there is on the sell side, on the Nasdaq exchange, when you look at all these sell orders and you work your way down, you'll see sellers at every price level. But what you'll notice when you get down to the $6.85, you got 54,000, you got 17,000. You have a lot of sellers out there at that price. Now, when it comes down to trading, ladies and gentlemen, how do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. So when it comes to trading, how do things work? Got to follow those orders. And there is your orders right there, because that's what drove that stock down. Not some, 200 share seller or 500 share seller. It's the 54,000, the 17,000, the 5,000, 7,000. I mean, you're talking literally like almost 80, 90,000 shares. How many shares are you trading? 100, 200, maybe 1,000? I don't know. How many shares you'd have bought of this stock? Okay. Well, I can tell you this, definitely not 54,000, because I know if you was, you wouldn't be here. Okay. So let's look at a couple of more examples as we see this happening. Now, let me show you a couple of even other ones that show even a better and bigger example of it. Did you guys see the stock 4C today? Actually, last couple of days. Anyone see the stock trade? It was a really, really nice move. Apparently, they got some big phase 1 approval, and personally, I have no clue how a stock goes from like $1 to $8, okay, in 3 days. All right. I'll show it to you right here. Here's a real-time chart of that stock. I mean, this was just literally the other day. You could see it went from $1.30 and it shot to a high of today, almost $8.50. I mean, that's a pretty big move in 3 days. But why did it go up? Okay, Dennis, you saw it. Okay, good. Good to hear. So, but what would make this stock go up that big? I mean, what drove it up? Buyers. Buyers, buyers, buyers. Okay, now look what we have over here when we look at the Nasdaq exchange. Look at the buyers right here. 400, 200, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Wow, 177,000? You know what? I want to figure out how much money that is. 177,000 times $4. Let's just use $4, right? $4.50. So you're talking almost $1 million worth of stock right there is looking to be bought. How many of you people are putting $1 million into an idea? All right. Well, that is just literally right there at that one simple number of $4.20. I mean, you got 2,000 share sellers, you got 1,000, you got 500, 177,000. Kind of makes sense. But guess what? Not only did it go at that when that buyer showed up, but look how fast it went up in a matter of, was that 1 o'clock, 1:30? in an hour, it ran from $4.20 to a whopping $6. And you're still trying to figure out why. Well, you have to understand something. And let me go back and tell you, like Jeff was telling you from Metastock. I was a market maker. I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. Some of the biggest, most powerful traders live in my town. Okay, they go to my country club. And I'm not sitting here to brag, but I'm just telling you, you ain't beating them, okay? I don't care who you think you are, but one thing they told me, if you think you know something about the market, you're gonna blow up your account. It doesn't matter what you think, it's what they think. So why try to question and try to figure it out? Just, you could join them. You know, you might not like to hear this, but you're the ants on the floor, you're getting the crumbs. That's all you are. I don't have a problem having crumbs. I'm doing pretty damn well for myself getting a bunch of crumbs. But these guys got to move millions and millions of shares, 100,000, 200,000. Why are you trying to second guess them? Okay? Do you think every analyst figured out that the market was going to be up 500 points yesterday? If that was going to happen? Oh, that was a fluke. It doesn't. Listen, it's all about orders. And believe me, I train a lot of them. I do this every day religiously. And nothing has changed. I can tell you this, from 30 years ago when I started till today, other than ticket charges got cheaper, and you don't got to be licensed to do it, and you don't got to come to work in New York. Now, did I lose anybody yet? Just want to make sure. Is everyone following along? Just making sure. Just want to make sure that if I did, I'll slow down a little bit here. Good. Everyone's following along. All right. So let's go look and see what worked with Revlon. Revlon was another one that we worked with today, and we had a really, really nice push in Revlon. I don't know if you saw it. And then all of a sudden it started reversing around 2170. All right. Now, why would it reverse? There must be sellers out there, right? Well, when you look here, what you'll notice that they're buyers, not sellers, because I'm looking at the sell column, not seeing that many sellers out there. But what I do see is big buyers out here. And if you see them, this buyer right, let me get a different color. Right. Okay. If you see this buyer right here that I'm showing you right here, that's this buyer right here. And he's on the buy side. So as much as you see stocks go up and they reverse and they go up and you wonder why is it reversing? Well, the question is, the reason why it may be reversing is there must be a big block order out there. Well, let me just show you something pretty quick. Just want to clear these out and show you what's going on. So look what happened when it reversed. It hit it, it went up. It hit it, it went up. And then finally it went up and hit that big support level, 85,000, and went from 2280 to a whopping 2240 in a matter of 2 hours. Who here wouldn't want to take that? Listen, regardless, if you know what Revlon is, oh yeah, I heard it's the EV stock. It's an ugly car. I would never buy one. Who cares? You think I take it personal? You think I'm biased? You think I'm racist? Whatever. I don't care what this company does. All I care about is what's going to give me the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Because you'd be shocked how many people are out there would say, oh, I would never trade that stock. I don't believe in that product. I don't believe in electric cars. I'll never buy one. See what happens? Listen, that's irrelevant. What's relevant is, how about the people that swore by banks and they were the best thing since sliced bread? How did that work for them in the financial district, in financial crisis? Okay? You just have to just accept it, make your days pay, and that's it, Okay, so let's test our knowledge. All right, let's see if everyone's following along. I'm going to have a little pop quiz with you guys. Where do you all think resistance level is in IONQ, the stock that we're looking at right here? Okay, I don't know how more obvious I can make it, but where do you think in theory, if you saw this stock right now and you were just looking at this one access to the market, you have a seat on the exchange, where do you think we're going to hit some form of resistance levels? Okay. Well, what makes resistance? Give you guys a little heads up. Sellers. Let's look down the sell column. Where do you see sellers? Well, we got 300. You know, that's the biggest quoted price someone's willing to sell it. Oh, 1,000, that's a lot more. Okay. Definitely not 50 or 10, right? Oh, look at this. 37,000 shares at a whopping 1490, which is right here. Without even looking at anything else. Right off the bat, I could tell you, I don't care what anyone tells you. We're gonna test some resistance levels there because that guy's sitting there. And by the way, that's 14 orders. That's just not one person out there. So trust me, they're not in cahoots, or they're not doing any spoofing, all that crazy dumb things that people keep hearing about. All right. So let's look at what's going on here and let's see what happens. Oh, you know what? This is the chart. Doesn't look like it's going down, does it? Most people would be like, oh, I'm not selling this thing. This thing looks awesome. This thing is off to the right. It was 1350, had a good pop this morning. We're breaking 50, we're breaking the daily. Oh, this thing's still going. But that doesn't tell you what's in the future. This is only telling you what's going on in the past. And guess what happened when it came up to that big seller at 1490? Went from 1490 right back down to 1410. There goes your winner, and now you became a loser. How many times did you do that? How many times have you been involved in the stock? You're like, damn it, why didn't I sell it? And how could I have known to sell it where everybody else was selling it? Gotta have level 3. So let's go check and see if this actually works with brand name stocks. You know, Fausto, we're talking about some other stocks, but can we see a brand name stock? Yeah, sure, no problem. Let's look at one. Let's look at Uber. Okay, that's pretty brand name, right? So we can see we're seeing the stock going up. We're seeing the trend. What do we need to look for? Resistance levels. Going back here in book viewer, boom, 70,000 share seller at 63. Without no questions asked, without even thinking twice, that is my limit order where to get out. Guess what? Gets up there, goes down, 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 right down to 62. So here you run a stock, had a beautiful run from 61 all the way to a whopping 63. You work so hard, you're like, oh, this is so awesome, doing great. And next thing you know, it's like, started trending down a little bit. And you're like, maybe it's not going down too fast. Maybe I heard some good things about Uber. I heard they got some Uber Eats, and you know the earnings are good, and the Fed rate, they're gonna take care of everything, like you bells of dollar signs. And then all of a sudden, an hour goes by, you go to lunch, you come back, and like, oh my God, I'm at 62.50. Well, I can't sell it now. I only hit. Next thing you know, it just keeps going lower and lower and lower, and you have no idea why, because you aren't following the money. That's what it comes down to it. Let's look at Apple. Okay, want to see something even more crazy? Look at Apple. Apple had a 300,000 share seller at $1.95. Okay, and look what happened. It hit it. It came back down to 194. Hit 195, came back to 194. Hit 195, came back to 194. I mean, how much obvious does it have to be to let you know that all those damn sellers are out there? Just out of curiosity, I just want to see what happened, and I'll show it to you in real market hours. Hold on. So Uber is the one I'm going to look at. Yeah. So Uber, you can see right here. Let me just go to Uber really quick. See Uber right here? See the big resistance level, 63? There you go. All right. Now, the thing I want to explain to you is this. Can somebody buy 50,000, what is that? 300,000 shares at 195? Could that happen? Do you think that could happen? Because if it does, this thing's going to go up to the races. And guess what? Here's your resistance levels. See right there, 195, right around there. Look at the resistance levels here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Resistance levels here, big resistance levels here. That was back in August, okay? And guess what? Once it took that person out, Boom, thing went from 185, shot up all the way to 200. Okay, so can it break out? Yeah, stocks break out resistance levels all the time. Look, here's another one. Here's 192. You know what I mean? If I go back in history, I bet there was maybe another million share seller out there. But once, and that could happen. That could happen. Or anyone here trade options? Maybe someone had a big option call out there and it got executed, and the brokerage firm has to cover it. Do you even know what an option is? Okay. Do you even know how even you have access to an option? The reason why someone is selling an option to you, if you're buying options, people are selling options because they own the stock. Okay. So, and sometimes you'll get brokerage firms just put options out there and says, you know what? If someone buys it, I'll go to the market, I'll buy it. You ever thought maybe somebody out there had a big contract and executed like, you know what, I want that stock, and then all of a sudden, crap, guy's like, holy, I got to cover this damn stock. He's going to go in the market, and they run the stock up because someone executed a big order. That's another style that happens. But the thing is this: it's all about following orders. That's what it really comes down to. Let me just clear these out. And let me move this back over here. So far, anyone have any questions? Because if you use an indicator, didn't show me that 300,000 share seller out there. To me, it looks like a bunch of squiggly lines. I don't know about you, but it's easier for me to follow orders than squiggly lines.
We do have some questions, Fausto.
What's that?
We do have some questions since you asked.
Somebody on YouTube. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm looking at the questions in here. Okay, so YouTube Maverick without a book viewer is a person is trading blind. There's no other way to see their support and resistance actually. Is this at the present time? Yes, because the thing is this: I can't show you the market now because the market's closed, but that's all real time. So what I'm going to do is, in the next 5 more minutes, I'm going to give you a link, and you could come join my trading room. I'll show it to you live, and not only that, but I'll show you where to buy it, and then I will also give you a workshop to show you how to set it up. Okay, so let's just look at one more, and let's look at the stock WAL. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you. Not a lot of buyers. What does that actually mean? You see the buyer side, the seller side. Look at the columns. Look how big the columns are on one side, and the other column's really long. Okay, and look at the chart, how it keeps trending down. Down. So not only there's a strategy with iceberg orders of big block orders, but there's also a strategy of looking at the depth of the book. So you could see the book is very thin on one side and very big on the other. Why is that? Well, because no one really wants to buy it. More people want to sell it. And that's another strategy that I'm going to teach you in the market. And then you could see there from the stock WAL, how it went from 34 down to 31. And not only that, but as the day went on, it went all the way down to a price of $28. Okay, so the thing, and it still kept going lower. So these are the things that you have to look at when it comes to trading. And look, there's only really 1, 2, 3. There's only 4, 5 buyers orders out there at each price level. Look at all these orders down here on the offer. Look at 25,000 share seller. Hell, there's only that's 2 orders. That means one guy is probably looking to sell a big, large lot. So this is the things that you need to understand. And by the way, this is not Fausto software. This is not Jeff software. This is the actual exchange. Okay. So the reason why I'm not trying to veer you away from one platform versus the other, what I'm here to show you is that you could use this in your style of trading. If you're a swing trader, if you're an investor, if you're an option trader, whatever you're doing, this is all, you could just get this from Nasdaq, the exchange, and you could trade for them. You could trade your account so you could see what's on, have a floor in the exchange. So I don't know why anybody would not want to have a seat on the exchange, but here's your opportunity to do it. Because for me, when I started, if you listened to me earlier, I had to pay $1,000 a month for this. Now it's $15. I'm like, my God, well, like, how'd they drop the price? And in their eyes, it's like, you know what? we'll make more money if you guys trade and have the right tools than, you know, deal with online brokers and, you know, basically trading against you. So where can I get Nasdaq Book Viewer? Everybody want to ask. This is what I want you to do. There's my email address. Take down my email, Fausto P@CTU Corp. I'll put it in there for you guys again. FAUSTOP@CTU. And all you have to do is just email me and just say, you know, Fausto, I need Book Viewer. That's all you have to do. Just tell me Book Viewer. And if you have any questions, like me, want to ask me something personal, you know, because you're embarrassed to share it, you want anyone to see it, I get it. I was really embarrassed to ask somebody questions, which, by the way, there's no stupid question when it has money on the line, okay? If anyone has kids, I know we all had stupid questions like, how do you change a diaper? You know, or what do you do when the baby cries in the middle of the night? You know what I mean? Like, as dumb as those questions and used as a metaphor, trust me, trading's not a joke. You could blow up your account, and we really care that you don't do that. But a lot of reason why people do that is because no one really taught them what to look at. So take down my email, and if you have any personal questions, ask me. Now, how can I learn and see more about this stuff? This is what you could do. I want to invite all of you guys to come to my trading room. So we're live at 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon during the market hours. We do a lot, and I want to not judge us on our winners and stuff. I want you to judge us on our losers. I want you to judge how few we have, but most importantly, how we control the losses. We don't like to talk about winners. I love to talk about losers because, like, there are trades that I got out of. If I didn't get out of these trades, I would have, you know, listen, you would have lost more than you would make. It's the losers. You got to know how to control the losers. The losers are what, like, I did a class today on psychology and discipline. Some of you probably never realize how important it is. You know it's important. You know a lot of the reasons your biggest losses came from that. So that's where I really want to come about doing it. So here's a couple of, just to show you, these are just a few names of the companies that we do presentations. We're sponsored by them. We're endorsed by them. You can see Metastock is up there, but not only them, Benzing, Charles Schwab, TradeStation, Thinkorswim. I've done presentations for every one of these companies. And, you know, and believe me, they do background checks on us. Believe me, I wouldn't be around for 30 years and be endorsed by them if I was teaching people how to lose money. So, you know, if you want to do your homework, they did it for you. Not only that, but we have almost a 5-star rating on Google. Look at the testimonials. Look what people wrote on us, and you get to know a little bit more about it. So, and we're very proud of that. Now, this is what you're going to get in the trading room. So we're live. We do live commentary from 9 a.m. to 10:30. Which, by the way, if you're on YouTube, look up our name. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter or X, you call it. We're live on Facebook also at 9 a.m. and at 2:30. But this is going to give you full access to everything, not including a lot of the lessons that we're going to give. So we also have gurus that come in all the time to do presentations. You're going to get all these good things. We know a lot of people just like me being here in the Bigelow room. Now, this is all I'm asking for is $9. Now, the reason why I'm asking for $9 is an application fee. I don't know who you are, where you came from. Listen, a lot of you really here don't really qualify to trade. And you know what? I'd rather someone be honest with you. Maybe it's not your style, and that's okay. You know, we just don't invite anybody in the trading room. Okay, so, and what we do is we want to make sure that, you know, listen, I'll give you an example. Anyone went to college? What's the biggest thing? You're brainwashed from kindergarten to 12th grade. You got to get good grades because you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. And I listen, some colleges for people, some are not. But how many of you went to college? And how many of you here to get a certain grade point average to get into that college, right? And the reason why and believe me, and no matter if you had the money to pay for it, they're not going to let you in because what's going to happen at the end of the day? You're going to fail. So why even go to pay all that money to go somewhere to know that you're going to fail, okay? So want to make sure you're capable of handling it. It's the same thing we do in our trading. You know, we have quizzes we give you. You want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself involved in. You want to make sure you're committed to it, but we're not asking for anything crazy. So just take your phone and scan that QR code, or you could just type in that email, www.ctu ctu.co/trial. There you go. So you can do that too. All right, so these are all the things you're going to get. I'm going to give you my book also. It's a color book. You can go to Wiley. It's Wiley, one of the most prestigious publishing companies, came to me and says, Fausto, we need a day trading book. So it's one of the very few day trading books that are out there. It's How to Beat Market Makers at Own Game. You can go to Amazon, pay me $47 if you want. I'll give it to you for free. I'd rather do that so you guys can get more of an understanding of our style and a little bit more about us. So you'll get that PDF with it. And these are all the great items you're going to get. You're going to get workshops, you're going to get Traders Talk Library, and most importantly, if you register, I will actually talk to you guys on the phone. So just to let you know, I would rather sit there and consult you. After you see what's going on in the trading room, I'll give you a call over the phone, and we'll make an appointment. When you register, you'll see that there's a calendar to book your time when to call. You talk to Education Advisor. You got our number. By the way, it's our number there, 877-70-CYBER. You call us whenever you want. And you know what? After the 7-day trial, I'll give you money back. And to answer somebody's question here, no, we're not going to bill you or charge you down the road and scam you into this. I don't need your money. Okay. You see that little thing behind me up there? You see that little picture screen right there? That jersey? That's a signed jersey from Michael Schumacher. If you follow Formula One, that thing's probably worth about $30,000. I don't need your $9. Okay. What I need is I'm looking for traders I could trade with that I can make money with. So, but I want to know if I want to make sure you know who you are, and you fill out that questionnaire. So there's the link. And a question came across here from Tim. Does level 3 contain data shows with online brokers level 2 screens? If so, why can't level 3 data be seen on online brokers and levels? Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, they have to charge you Nasdaq $15. That's number one. So they don't charge you for it. Please understand something. They're a free platform. Secondly, I didn't even tell you about this. A lot of online brokers, the way they make their money is something called payment for order flow. They're actually trading against you. They're actually going out there and they hope that you lose money because they're actually taking the bet. It's one of the biggest casinos in the world. So they don't tell you that, but if you go to the back of your account statements, it would say, look where it says payment for order flow. They're taking your order, they're selling to somebody else, making money on it. Knowing who's out there buying and selling it, you used to be able to see it, but brokerage firms are now hiding behind ECNs, which I didn't talk about. We'll cover that in the trading room, and we got a video will cover that too. So yes, you're asking some great questions, Tim, and I love your enthusiasm, and those are excellent questions, and I love questions like that, but we're very short for time. And you know what? I can't teach you how to trade in 30 minutes, but I can show you in a week, okay, during the market hours. Pay $9, is that okay if either the trading room or just learn and not to invest yet? Yeah, so basically, Mike, we don't want you to buy and sell anything in the trading room, okay? We just want you to watch. We want you to see how other traders we train, how they think to themselves. And what's amazing about when you get in there, you're going to notice these people are just like you. A lot of them are between the age of 50 and 90. A lot of them are retirees. A lot of them are, looking to retire, business owners, doctors, first responders, truck drivers. You're not going to find people in there. I'm not going to talk about, my next millionaire guy. Listen, I don't like egos. Okay, I want to show off. I just don't like that. There's no reason for it. Everyone here is going to be on the same playing field, and you're going to see how we do that. All right. Any other questions? But I know a lot of you are here to learn. You're in Steve's Bigelow's trading room. God bless his soul. Rest in peace, your friend Steve. But I know that it's not, you're still going to want to trade, and I know you guys love what he's done and whatever. But I know Steve since the day he started. Okay, actually not Dave. I actually believe that he started before I did. So he's been around for like 35 years. So, but we had the same style. I've always been on his events, and because we had the same type of style of trading. So if you want to see that kind of style, here's your opportunity to do it. All right. So with that said, everyone, if you have any other questions, feel free. You got my email address. You got the QR code. You got that. And hopefully you can see how important level 3 is in Nasdaq Book Viewer. let me show you how it works, because using the Metastock platform, you're going to be able to add that, supplement it with it, and it's going to make your life just so much easier, and you're going to start learning how to read the future. So Jeff, listen, it was awesome having me. Next time you have me on, Jeff, I'll go out in the market. I'll show you some more cool stuff, maybe during the market hours, which will be great. And then, you know, and then hopefully anyone here, instead of waiting for that next opportunity, here's your chance to see it tomorrow morning, okay? So Jeff, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And everyone, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Brian, Happy New Year, and hopefully I get to see you all in the trading room. Thanks, everybody.